A study published this week in the Journal of Science investigates the occurrence of megadroughts in western North America over the last 1,200 years. According to tree ring data, which extended back to 880, there have been a handful of extreme megadroughts over the past 1,200 years. The most recent one is happening right now. These kinds of natural variations are also playing a part in the current drought, but they're not the only factor. Human-caused climate change is a strong driver. All of this begs the question of what is to expect as human-caused climate change becomes an even bigger factor in the future. Going on to the second major story, a US-Russian crew landed safely Friday in Kazakhstan following a mission on the ISS and was greeted with extra precautions due to the coronavirus. Morgan wrapped up a 272-day mission on his first flight into space. He conducted 7 spacewalks, 4 of which were to improve and extend the life of the station's alpha magnetic spectrometer, which looks for evidence of black matter in the universe. The other 2 astronauts spent 205 days in space, one of which carried out the first all-woman spacewalk. Fun fact, the crew returned to Earth exactly 50 years after Apollo 13 astronauts splashed down in the Pacific after an oxygen tank explosion aborted the moon landing mission. On to the third and final major story this week. The Arctic ozone layer developed a tear which grew bigger into a hole and now is the biggest hole in the North Pole's ozone layer. The hole in the Arctic ozone layer reached over an area of 620,000 square meters since it was first spotted in February. The ozone layer is roughly 7 to 25 miles above the Earth's surface and is a sunscreen absorbing harmful ultraviolet radiation that can cause damage to plants, animals, and even people, causing cataracts and skin cancer. Luckily, this hole is not permanent, and experts say that it should be closing by the end of the next week. Our first micro topic is the NASA astronauts launching from the US soil once again, nearly 9 years after. The mission will launch astronauts Bob and Doug to the ISS on a SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft in a final test for NASA. SpaceX is the one of 2 commercial companies tapped by NASA to fly astronauts to the ISS. The other company, which is Boeing, which is developing its own Starliner spacecraft.